Good morning and welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show here on Park City Television. We are continuing our community focus and we are continuing our focus on service and the environment around us. And there is disaster preparedness, as we talked about in the first hour of the show. And there also is a long-term forward focus here in Park City, in Summit County, and I'm excited to be joined this morning by Lisa Yoder from Summit County. She is the sustainability expert, and we have some great news about recognition for sustainability programs here in Summit County. Good morning.
Good morning, Terry.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Tell folks about this important distinction that you all have earned.
Well, we have been recognized by the National Association of Counties. It's a national organization for county governments, and we received the best in class for the environmental sustainability category. Not only did we win the award, we were the best in that category.
Wow. We're number one.
Yes.
We're number one. That's fantastic. Congratulations to everyone involved in the effort. For folks who may not be as familiar with specifically what sustainability means, and as I mentioned, we were talking about disaster preparedness and fire preparedness in the first hour, but your focus is not just forward-looking, but in the long term. And our world is changing. Talk about some of the key things that were aspects of your programs and of your work that were important to the National Association of Counties.
Well, the Achievement Award recognizes counties that are doing innovative programming to help engage the community and inform the community, whether it's developing a new program or assist in being more effective in what we're doing. And as the staff got together to address Council's goal to reduce emissions 80% by 2040 and to transition to 100% renewable electricity, among other things, to reduce those emissions, we recognize that this is cross-departmental engagement. All departments contribute.
Yes.
So as we were discovering this, we found out we were each doing more than we realized, and to dovetail our efforts and report to the community and report to the county, we created this program where we collaborate on a regular basis. We developed a website. Well, it's a platform hosted on our website that provides metrics on our progress in each of the areas. And each department reports their progress.
An interesting fact that there are positive things happening in different areas, and I think you make a great point in that to say, well, here's the sustainability department over here, and everybody else is doing other things, and that's not the way that it works at all, especially in the most effective version of addressing these issues. Talk about how things have changed for you in your experience in terms of not just doing your job, but awareness in the community and engagement with the community, because as we say, we're proud of ourselves here in Park City and in Summit County. And part of that is awareness across our entire populace. Talk about how things have changed in your experience from the community standpoint and also from your preparation and planning standpoint.
Sure. When I started in this about 5 years ago, we did not talk about climate change. We talked about the economic value of energy efficiency. We talked about not wasting energy and the contribution that's just a good thing, not to waste anything. And now the community is receptive to the conversation of climate change and its impacts. And its impacts, we know, affect snow, waterfall, water, irrigation. It affects all of us globally. So the conversation, in fact, our council even now uses the terms climate change. It's no longer kind of couched in different conversations.
Right, right. It's not that in-between language space where we're, in a way, kind of afraid to admit to ourselves that this is real and that change is happening now and more is coming.
Right, and regardless of the cause, we still have to deal with the impacts.
Right.
And our council and our staff recognize that. We're dealing with it on the main sectors, of course, transportation, buildings, and, wow, I'm missing the third one. transportation and buildings are the two big ones that contribute the most to emissions. So addressing those through affordable housing, through increased transit, electric bikes, electric buses, working on providing housing in the county rather than people driving in and out, contributing a lot of emissions. So as I said, it takes all departments, and this way we can articulate to the public what we're doing in a better way, a more concerted, cohesive message.
We have electric buses. We have the wonderful bike share program, one of the few in the nation. We're really leading in that regard, and we're conscious of the pressures from commuting, from housing pressures increasing here in Summit County, but 80% reduction in emissions is a really big number. Are there fundamental things that don't exist yet, or is this a journey of bits and small bits and small bits of these kinds of changes? I'm curious because you say,
right.
wow, 80, that's a big reduction, and that's who knows what year, 1959 or before, that carbon emissions were at that, maybe before it was measured. But that's a big job.
That's a big job. In fact, we're just graphing it and illustrating it for myself. And so the biggest chunk of that will come from the first implementation of the transition to 100% renewable electricity. So that will address about a third of the emissions. That'll get us a long way.
And that's exciting to say.
And that's
Here's
very
a big
exciting.
chunk,
We're the third county in the country to have this aggressive goal, and we're on track. We're working with Rocky Mountain Power.
And we saw the announcement recently.
Right, and our partners, Salt Lake City, Park City, and Moab. So that's a big piece of it. After that, there's a lot of unknowns. We need to address heating, and primarily in this climate, we're heating with natural gas.
Right.
So we can do a lot with electricity and renewable electricity. The next hurdle, among other things, is the home heating and business heating, as well as, of course, transportation. So with switching to electric vehicles, we address some of the tailpipe emissions,
right,
of course, but there are a lot of unknowns. But the things we do know, we're taking steps and making progress, and the other things we'll learn as we go.
Indeed, and I think that's a great point about preparedness and about long-range vision, is that at some point on the horizon there are things that you can't foresee, that you can't know exactly how will play out, but certainly an exciting thing to be here in a place where we have these aggressive goals and we have a realistic expectation to achieve them.
Right.
Especially as we continue to grow. One of the most popular places anywhere in the United States, people are paying attention to Park City in ways that they never have before.
Right. It's a beautiful place. It attracts a lot of people. It attracts a lot of energy consumption and a lot of transportation. And we've got staff in every department working to address these things.
Across functional areas. Right. That's
right.
Fantastic. Lisa, thank you so much for being here. I guess the last thing that we should do is we should share address online where folks can go to get more information about your work, about these strenuous goals that we're going to achieve.
Well, the summitcounty.org, www.summitcounty.org, and then there's a sustainability tab under that.
Great. Again, congratulations. Thank you so much for the work that you do for us today and into the all-important future. And it's nice to see you.
Thank you very much, Terry.
Thank you, Lisa.
Bye-bye.
Make sure to check out summitcounty.org. Go to the sustainability tab and find out the work that Lisa and her group are doing to ensure a bright future for us here in Park City and in Summit County. Quick break. More after this.